South, can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast, feel me. Feel us. West Coast, feel me. Say what? Dirty South, here we go. Can y'all really feel me? Baby girl. East Coast, feel me. West Coast, feel me. Can you feel us? Dirty South, dirty. Can y'all
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm JaMya, long time no see. Got my hair clipped up already because you already know it's going to be a show. Today, I am showing you guys my updated makeup routine, which is pretty much something I've been doing this entire summer since the heat has been out. I've been using new products, new tips, new tricks. So if you guys want to see how I get my summer makeup to be so flawless and last all day, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. And let's just go ahead and get into this video. Here's the tea with this video. I am recording it for my second time. In the middle of my video completely stopped and it didn't record anymore. So I'm redoing my makeup. So just bear with me. So today I'll be showing you guys my everyday makeup routine for the summertime. These products have been like my lifesaver because the products that I was using was not like clicking for me and it didn't really last as long. My makeup still looked good, but it wasn't suitable for the summertime. Here in Georgia, it's hot. Starting off with my base, I've already cleansed my skin and everything. Now I'm gonna go in with the moisturizer that I always use. This is the Black Girl Sunscreen. It has been a lifesaver for me. Really, you're supposed to use SPF every day. Keep your skin looking youthful and just really protect it from the sun. I use a little bit and I just apply it all over my face. Like a moisturizer slash base for my skin. Regardless if I'm wearing makeup or not, I always put on this sunscreen. Always wear your SPF, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching this video, because it just allows your skin to be protected from the sun and to also look youthful and really glowy. So next, I like to go in with my brow pencil and my concealer. I like to use the NYX brow pencil and I also like to use the e.l.f. Camo concealer. Both of these are new for me. If you guys have been watching me for a while, I always used to use a brow pomade. I always used to use the Morphe brow cream in the shade Java. I used it all the time. Like, that was just the main thing that I like to use. What made me go back to brow pencil, I really updated on my makeup when I left to go to Puerto Rico because I needed some new makeup. And I just decided to try new makeup before I left. I always used brow pencils like when I started actually doing my makeup, but I strayed away to brow creams because it just lasts longer to me. They're like, I would have that for like a year and it would still like work the same. And with a brow pencil, it's like you have to keep on rebuying. With a brow pencil, it gives me like a more natural look. I like to create a line at the bottom just to start it off. I start from about right here to create my line on the top, and then I just fill it in lightly all the way to the top. And I just brush it out just to blend out everything. If you guys don't really like using NYX brow products, you can also use the Juvia's Place, and also e.l.f. has one. Well, pretty much any drugstore. If you guys like more higher end, Anastasia Beverly Hills has a really good brow pencil as well. So next I am going into my concealer. This is in the shade Tan Neutral. I also just got put on this. I've always known about e.l.f.'s new concealers because they have this one and I think the 16 hour. A lot of people have raved about this concealer. I just never really hopped on the e.l.f. train. I'm pretty late to the game when it comes to that. I like it. This is pretty much something that I will be using all the time. I honestly am switching out this concealer with my makeup artist kit. I'm starting to buy more concealers with this because with that I used to use the Kylie Cosmetics concealer and I also used to use the LA Girl Pro concealer, which both of them are pretty good. Oh, and I use the Juvia's Place concealer, which all three of them are really good, but nothing compares to this concealer. I just really like how it applies and how it stays on my face. I start from like this little area, so where my arch is, and I just drag it all the way down, kind of create that tail to be a little bit more sharper, and then I drag it down to where my eyelid space is. A little bit more concealer, and then I clean up the beginning of my brow. And then I just drag it down to my eyelid space, and boom, that's how I conceal my brows. I don't conceal my brows on top of my brows because I don't like the highlighted brow look. What I do is I will take foundation and carve out the top just so it can look more natural. I take this brush from Real Techniques. It's the full coverage eyeshadow brush, and I just kind of blend out everything. I drag it down to my eyelid space and just blend it out. Then I just kind of drag it across from where I applied the concealer to kind of just clean up my brows. So go in with my sponge just to pat in everything and kind of just drag it down to my eyelid space. I don't necessarily prime my eyes simply because I'm not doing an eyeshadow look. My bronzer up there on top just to add a little something up there. But I don't really do a full-on eyeshadow look, so I don't prime my eyelids with concealer or primer. Now going into the face, this is also another new product for me. This is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer, and this is what this looks like. Normally, I always try to go for a more matte finish primer. The primer that I did use was the NYX Shine Killer Primer, and that one didn't really work out too well for me. I just feel like it really didn't kill any type of shine, and my face was very greasy and oily at the end of the day. I know a lot of people were recommending the Milk Makeup Primer. They said that one was pretty good, which I am going to try it soon. Right now, I'm just gonna stick with this one. It just works pretty well for me. I feel like a little does go a long way, so I use about 1 pump of it. I kind of just spread it out all over my face. So next I'm going in with the e.l.f. concealer, and I'm just going to use this as my concealer. And I'm just gonna put it up under my eyes. I like to do that little trick that they put all over TikTok, to put it like right in the corner and then on the outer corner just to get like that little shape. And I also put it on my bridge of my nose, and then also on the corners since I have like redness around my nose. And I also put it on my chin. Pretty much what I do is I just let this concealer sit in for a little bit just so I can have more coverage. And then I like to go in with my foundation. I'm using the NARS Natural Radiant foundation. I don't know what took me so long to actually hop on the train of using NARS foundation. I think because I was so stuck up on the CoverGirl foundation, because that one is really good. If you guys are more interested in a drugstore foundation, the CoverGirl foundation is really good. So what I do with this foundation, I just put it like on the outer area of my face, and then I put it like all over my chin. That's not my chin. But I put it all over my forehead. Go back in with my brush. Like I said before, I like to carve out my brows with foundation. I'm gonna take my flat brush and just carve out my brows. So this is how I look, but my concealer is kind of drying. I kind of like fan it a little bit. I like to go in with my sponge as well as my foundation brush by JaMya's Place. This is literally the best foundation brush you can ever have. I'm going in with my sponge first to blend out my concealer. I start off with my chin area, and then I kind of just work my way up. Basically what I do is I blend out every part differently. So I'm doing my concealer first, and then I'm getting my nose area. With my eyes, I like to blend from the bottom, and I like to work my way up. I like to start from there and then kind of just blend it outwards. And then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. I'm just gonna blend out my nose. You kind of just drag it up to my forehead. I don't specifically highlight my forehead because, as y'all guys can tell, my forehead is already big, and I don't like for it to be just the center of freaking attention. And then I just get the rest of my eyelid with whatever I have left on my sponge. Finally going into my foundation brush, I'm just blending out my foundation. And with this, I actually do blend it in with my concealed area, so I kind of just bring it up to where my concealer is. I don't necessarily put it on like my concealer, but I kind of just blend it in to where my concealer ends, just to make it more seamless and like together. I'm just blending out everything like so, making sure I get a little bit of like my neck area and like under my chin. For the brows, I kind of just swipe across, and I kind of just tap in at the same time. Kind of just swipe and tap just to make sure that it's blended. Also just do this side, do the same thing. So I kind of just blend out everything. Okay, so now I just take the bottom part of my sponge and I just kind of tap it into all over my face just to make sure that everything is really blended in. Time for setting the face, I've been using the Laura Mercier setting powder. This has been my holy grail ever since I got into it. I think I've been using this about a year now. I use the translucent one. I also use this, I think it's like a micro sponge, but pretty much the texture of it is meant for powders. So yeah, I use this one, and it's also by Real Techniques. But I just pretty much tap it in, and I just take off like the excess, I pinch it off. So pretty much my chin area, and I just tap it in to my chin. And then I also take a little bit on the corner of the brush and I just put it like all over my laugh line areas. Another good setting powder is the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder. I use that all the time on my clients. Another one that I do like is the Dragon Beauty by Nikita. I love her setting powders. Those are really, really nice. Also, a lot of people recommended me the Huda Beauty setting powder. I haven't tried that one yet, but a lot of people do recommend that one. To my nose, and I'm just gonna let that sit in for a minute. I'm just tapping it in. So pretty much I just tap the powder in, and I just let it sit on my face before I wipe off the excess. I've never really been a person that bakes or like applies a lot of powder on their face to bake. So what I do for my under eyes to have like less creasing, I just go back in and tap in up under my eyes to make sure that the concealer is blended. And then I go in with the powder right after, and I just tap it in right up in my eye space, and we're just tapping her in. I do the same thing for above my eye with my setting powder, and I just set my eyelid space. So as you guys can tell, it looks a lot more matte on this side rather than this side. But really with that setting powder, it kind of just tones down the shininess in like my foundation, concealer, whatever. So as you guys can tell, a difference in that. I'm pretty much just gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna tap it in just to make sure my concealer is blended and not really creasing in my under eye. Setting powder, and just tap everything in until it's like really blended in to my skin, thing to my eyelid space. As you guys can tell, I have like a little bit of powder left in. So I'm just gonna take like this is a buffing brush from Real Techniques, like tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna apply this like all over my face. So kind of like wipe away the excess powder, and also just to make sure I get all the spots where I want it to be set at. Also do my forehead. Like I said before, I really don't draw attention to my forehead since my forehead is already big. I gotta just get the rest of the areas on my face with this powder. You can also use a foundation powder. I don't really have one of those, so I just use my translucent setting powder because they kind of work the same, but with the foundation powder, it's just your actual skin tone. Next, I like to go into bronzer. I have been using the Kylie Cosmetics bronzer. This one may not look like my shade, and it may look too dark. But honestly, this one works pretty well for me. The one that was like, actually I thought it was gonna be my shade when I tested it out in Ulta, it didn't really work that well. This one may look a little darker on me, but it works out really well. Her bronzers are really good. They're just not in a wide range. Like this is literally considered to be like their deep dark shades, which is kind of surprising to me because it's not really a deep dark skin tone. But hey, this one is in the shade 400 Tanned and Gorgeous. But I just take this, put it on my face. I just start off with the side of my face, and I kind of just blend it upward like towards my ear area. I go like on top of my face, and I kind of just drag it down. With my forehead, I add extra bronzer on my forehead area because we're trying to shrink it up a little bit. As you guys can tell, it gives me like a more warmth tone. So like if I do happen to highlight too much or set my face a little bit too much, it kind of can just tone down the brightness in my face. My nose, I just take like a smaller brush, and I start from like where you see like that little curve, so like the indent, and I start from the indent and I just work my way down because it kind of gives you that shape of like your nose being like snatched. And I kind of just blend it into my eye as well because I do want a little bit of warmth with my eyes. Just add a little something there. We're doing the same thing to the other side. And so this is what my face looks like when it's bronzed and highlighted. We're just gonna go into the NARS blush. This is in the shade Orgasm X. I got this as like a little tester a while back. This one, a little does go a long way because it's very, very, very pigmented. I just use a little bit, and I just put it right on my cheeks. And as you guys can tell, it gives me like that nice like sheen look. Same thing to the other side. So for highlight, I like using this one. This is the True Complexion Contour Palette by Black Radiance Beauty. But basically what they have is like a bronzer and like a little contour powder, and also a highlighted powder in with it. So I use the highlighter out of here. I need to find another highlighter that is really good. And this is in the light to medium container. But I just really like this highlighter, and I think it works really well on my skin tone. I also like the one in the medium to dark palette. That one is like a more golden highlighter. I just put it pretty much on my nose, on the bridge of my nose, and on my cheeks, and a little bit on my lips. If you guys have a favorite highlighter, comment down below what your favorite highlighter is. Next, I'm just gonna set my face. Y'all know I've been using this like for a long time. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. If you guys have not tried this yet, you're late, for one. For two, you need to go ahead and get this because it's like the best on the market. Just gonna set my face. So honestly, I set my face about 3 times before I fully complete my makeup. Reason being, this is the first set, for one. This is the first set. And when I put on my lashes, sometimes my eyes get watery. So instead of like messing up my makeup at the bottom, my face is already set. So I don't have to go back and reapply and do all this and do all that. It honestly lasts a lot longer when you continuously like set your face. I don't know if that's just a theory in my head or other people feel that way. Now I'm just gonna go in with my lip products. I always use NYX product for my lips. I don't know if I just like their shade ranges, but they really do have a lot of shade ranges, especially in the NYX Butter Gloss. I also like using their matte lip liner. I just feel like these are one of the best. This is kind of like a dupe for MAC's lip liner. This is in the shade Downtown Beauty, and it's kind of just like a brown lip liner. My lips up, but I also added in like the outer corners just to kind of get like an ombre look. And I did the top. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Butter Gloss. This is in shade Bit of Honey. If I don't use NYX Butter Gloss, I will also use Morphe lip gloss or like their matte lip gloss. We're just applying this to the lips. Next, we're going into lashes. Now, these are from TJ Maxx. I pretty much just pick up any kind of lashes. Another one of my favorite lashes are the Cavalli lashes. And also, Amazon has really good lashes. Now, I have that one linked in my Amazon storefront, so you guys can go check that one out. Those lashes from Amazon, do not sleep on lashes from Amazon. Those are really good, and they're also pretty affordable. So this one specifically is from TJ Maxx, and it's the Calais 3D faux mink lashes, and they're weightless and volume curl. And this one is in the style Fuego. I like to apply my lash glue to them, to the strip, and I like to sit them down and just let them dry for a few seconds. With eyeliner, I like to use the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. This is in the shade Jet Black. Another good eyeliner that I really love is the Dragon Beauty eyeliner. That one is more of like a pen, so it's not like, you know, you take it out, but it's like a pen and you just draw it on. With that eyeliner, it works really well. It's super quick, super easy. I'm just going to line my eyes up with it. As you guys can tell, I do like a thin layer of it, and then just gonna do it to the other side. So as you guys can tell, it gives it more like a dramatic kind of look, but it also allows my lashes to blend in really well with my real lashes. My liner is on. I like to go in with the Urban Decay Wild Lash. This is a really good mascara. Another good mascara that I like to use is any Maybelline mascara. I feel like they have a really good range. If you don't like one of them, then it's pretty much more than likely another mascara that is pretty good. This was gifted to me. The Urban Decay Wild Lash is really good. With mascara, I just put it on like normal. The trick that I like to do is take my lash glue, which I didn't tell y'all what lash glue I like using. I like using the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. This is what this looks like. Literally the best lash glue on the market. I learned this trick from, I can't remember, I think it was Beats by Deb. I think it was her. Don't really remember, but don't hold me to it. You can apply your lash glue to like your lash line, like right on top of like your liquid eyeliner, right on top, and then it'll just allow it to stick to your eyes longer, and it'll give it like a better hold. Because I used to be terrible with lashes, but now ever since I've done this little trick, it keeps them up there like for a long time. And then if you get some on your lashes, you can just go back in with the mascara, brush it off. Now we're going back in with the lashes. As you guys can tell, it's pretty tacky. It is now clear, so it's time to just plop them on my eyes. And what I do is I kind of put them on at an angle just so they can curl up more. Now we're just gonna put on the next lash, the second layer of setting spray. I'm just kind of fanning my face a little bit, just letting it dry in and set into the face. I'm gonna do another layer of setting spray. Like I said before, I do about 2-3 layers of setting spray. Now with this last spray, I'm just gonna tap in all over my face with my sponge just to make sure that it's set into my skin. Hey guys, so this is what my makeup looks like. She's looking pretty cute, real natural, real cute. This is pretty much my everyday summer makeup routine. This is kind of like how I do my makeup for if I'm going out. The least that I would do is a little concealer, a little bronzer, my brows, and that's about it. Maybe a little highlight if I don't want to do like this full entire face. But other than that, this is how I wear my makeup for the summertime. So you guys got a full in-depth video of how I like to do my makeup. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below what videos I should do next. It should be more content coming your way, especially on TikTok. If you guys are not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok at Najai. Also, some more content on my Instagram as well at Najai. All of my social media handles will be down below. Also, check out my Amazon storefront for those other lashes that I did recommend. And also more products if you guys are a makeup artist or you're just looking for some fashion favorites and other makeup items that are my favorite. Check out my Amazon store down below. And thank you guys so much for all your love and support, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Shelby Drive, look alive, niggas came up on this side, now they on the other side.